Shush, stop. Letson, quit it. Hit YouTuber Letson, quit it.
Live life, breathe air.
Actually, don't. We're gonna die. You're gonna fucking delete us.
I am a bystander in all of this.
So two things.
Mr. Copyright man, please don't kill me.
So two things. One, can one of you go check the stream? Give me a sec.
I am in the middle of something.
All right. Well, hang on. I'm gonna grab the link real fast first. But also, hi YouTube. I'm sorry it's taken so long. That is all. That's all I'll say. I got it.
We don't need anything. We don't have to justify ourselves.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's a whole thing. That's all I'm gonna say. Give me a second. I'm gonna be self-promoting for a little minute.
Who was involved? Luigi played a very big role in the delay.
No. Stop right there. Shush. Don't you? This was already a bad idea.
Started on Mario. Jesus.
Exactly.
The guy. My God.
One more second.
Waluigi was in the airplane when they dropped the bombs on Hiroshima.
Oh my God.
I believe it.
Okay, you guys are gonna get this VOD absolutely destroyed. But as you guys can tell from the title and from the everything else, I'm also gonna post the link in our group chat real fast. Yeah, there we go. But as you guys can see, this is a crime-themed Max Fury. As you guys can see here, we've got our groups, and the first fight is the Foot Clan versus the Joker Gang. You know, the Foot Clan from TMNT and the Joker Gang from Batman. So first off, how's our audio?
I don't really know. Let me check.
All right. Okay.
My computer is very slow.
That's fair. That's very fair. Yes, this is a disaster of a stream back. I do apologize. That's fair. That's very fair.
Oh,
I could hear the echo.
I know. Yes, I'm on mute.
All right.
Yeah, it sounds pretty okay.
All right. Good. It's good enough at least. All right. So, in the words of Philip DeFranco, let's just jump into it.
Oh God, you really decided to quote Philip DeFranco today.
All right. So listen. I know you said you were willing to do the Powder Gangers. I'm gonna stretch my luck a little bit. You also want to do the Foot? You want to explain the Foot Clan?
Hell yeah.
Bear in mind, this is the Foot Clan from the 90s cartoon.
You mean the 80s cartoon?
Same difference.
So the Foot Clan.
What about the 2000s cartoon?
Ninja Turtles universe, because the Ninja Turtles have their own universe that occasionally crosses over with DC for some fucking reason. There's a great movie about it, Batman meeting the Ninja Turtles. Go watch it. There is a gang called the Foot Clan, and they're basically just a bunch of ninjroids.
Yep.
They're just ninja robots that occasionally mildly inconvenience for turtles that use weapons.
Yeah. They also have laser guns, I believe. Isn't that one thing they have?
Well, that depends on the episode.
We're gonna
have laser guns when it's most convenient for them to not use them.
So they have laser guns, is what I'm gonna say. Let's see. Now,
why are they called the Foot Clan? I never understood that.
They're robot ninjas.
But what does that have to do with feet?
Kick.
I don't know. Dan Schneider is probably involved at some point.
Exactly. I also feel the need to bring up, they have laser guns, but they're also fucking brittle as hell. One good karate kick just absolutely causes them to explode.
The only time they really pose a threat is when there's hundreds of them.
Exactly.
Quentin Tarantino to produce Foot
But
Clan movie.
that's another thing I want to bring up about this this fight. There's going to be 100 of each like gang, like jobbers from each gang, and also the leaders of the group. Um, I'm just going to say the names of the leaders, and I'll have you explain who they are. Let's say we got Shredder,
The guy, as
the
everyone
the
knows,
the
everyone
main
knows
man.
Shredder.
He's
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 the
a
guy.
he's a samurai.
Samurai covered in buzz saws.
Hang on, let me grab an image. He's also other than like him being very like durable, because he survives a bunch of karate kicks. He's also he doesn't give a fuck. He won't like actively try to kill his like allies, but he does not care about them at all. That's
Which is
something.
weird considering that he regularly works with like interdimensional aliens and shit.
Oh hey, I was about to bring him up. Krang is the next one.
I love Krang. Krang is a dope.
What's his deal?
Krang is a. I want you to think like a Dalek, like the inside of a Dalek.
But
Where it's like a gross little mutiny thing, and they put it inside of a tank body.
it's just a guy.
But yeah, it's just the body. It's like a fat guy with sunglasses. I'm pretty
It's just a
Can we
big boy.
apply the term scrimblow bimblow to this?
Oh God, no! Don't you dare. But
Is he a scrimblow blimbo lesson?
I do not know who that is.
okay. There's actually something major we completely forgot about the Foot Clan that we should probably mention with while mentioning Krang. They have a fuck ton of like advanced alien weaponry, and that's
Yeah.
their major bonus here.
They also sometimes, not all the time, roll around in a rolling Death Star.
Wait, I think
Yeah.
I get why they're called the Foot Clan now.
You never seen this?
No, I know about this.
Like mobile war platform shit.
Yeah. There's also another thing I want to bring I want to bring up. They also have those like small like bird things that I forget the name of. Hang on. TMNT small robots. They're the things that Baxter Stockman makes. These things. Mousers, that's what they're called, or mousers.
Yeah.
There are these like little chomping robot things that have razor sharp teeth. They also kind of suck though, because they're tiny. They're like the size of a mouse. Sorry, they're like the size of a small cat, rather. So they're also just kind of nuisances. Anyway, bringing them up was also a good idea. Oh, actually, sorry. One more thing about Krang that you also forgot to mention. His robot, which is his main like big thing. It can like change its size at like will, and it can turn its hands into weapons, into like various weaponry. Next up is Baxter Sockman. Pre-fly. He's just a guy. He's a scientist.
He's just a dude.
He's just kind.
He's just a fucking guy.
He's just a guy.
Just a dude being a dude.
He's just a fella. He's just a scientist. That's it. He's very smart, and that's like his big thing. Then we've got Bebop and Rocksteady, and we're gonna count them both in the same section. They are himbos.
They are the mini bosses, essentially.
Yeah. One of them's a big boar.
They're pretty strong, but they're not very smart.
Yeah.
So you're primarily only gonna see them fist fighting fuckers.
Yeah, no, exactly. The other thing with Rocksteady is he's basically blind because he's part rhino.
Yeah.
But they're basic goons.
If you guys are not familiar, please go watch the '90s Ninja Turtles movies. They're the shit.
Oh yeah, I agree.
So unironically good.
Next up, because that's kind of all we have for the Foot Clan. There's not that much to them, but there's enough to them that they definitely pose a threat. Namely, with the like weird advanced weaponry, and their fucking base being a weird underground, like upside down pyramid thing.
It looks. I always thought it was like a Death Star on treads.
Hang on. Foot Clan base. Hang on.
They're called the Foot Clan because they're foot soldiers, isn't it? That's the
joke. That's probably it. Here's Robot
Yeah,
Bebop
one
and
look
Rocket City. I can't find it. I don't care enough. It's a upside down pyramid, is what I wrote it down as. Next up, the it's funny that we
Wait,
picked
they live in the
characters.
Millennium Puzzle? What the fuck?
It's funny that we picked characters from like who constantly cross over with DC, because the next one is the Joker and his gang.
Oh man.
It's Joker
From
in time?
huh?
It's Joker in time. He's gonna Joker all over those guys.
Now we're going with the Arkham series. We're going with the Arkham series Joker and his gang, which doesn't give them that much. Also, this is Arkham City, but it's like before Joker has like a fuck ton of the bad symptoms that he gets in Arkham City. Spoilers. So that's also a thing. He's got so they're all clown themed, as you can see. All their like outfits are very clown centric. Let's see. They have a variety of strange clown themed gadgets, which are shared by the Joker. So we'll just talk about those when the Joker comes up. They're particularly brutal, even for the various gangs in Gotham. So they're like they'll fuck you up. They are fiercely loyal because they know that the Joker will just kill them if they even think about betraying him. And they often utilize very heavy armor, as you can see here, specifically to survive hand-to-hand combat with Batman. That's sort of it. They use like generic guns as well, but again, that's kind of it. They do a variety of things. And now for their general like leaders, you got the Joker.
Oh my god, no way.
Everyone fucking knows the Joker.
Never would have guessed.
He's funny, man.
No idea he was involved with these guys.
He's
The
funny
Joker
Joker.
leads the Joker gang is such a massive revelation for me.
Look, I called them the Joker gang because they don't have an official name. You know?
They have to be called like the Jokers or something with the clouds, right?
That fucking shitty video game.
Anyway,
The
When we
funny
play
cloud storm.
Batmans or the Jokers.
God.
Jokers with the Z.
Don't talk to me about Gotham City imposters.
Funny clown.
Anyway, the Joker, he is very interesting. He normally dual wields Tommy guns.
That's his thing?
That's his thing in the Arkham games. He also has a knife, chatter teeth that explode, and a like electrical hand buzzer that will like electrocute you and kill you. Hang on. Bombs that are filled with laughing gas, and in the Arkham series, what laughing gas does is it makes you like laugh for a really long time and then you die, like with like a smile on your face, and it's like really fucked up. And some X-ray glasses, which are just thermal goggles.
Wait, what?
They're X-ray like they're like those cartoon X-ray glasses that you like used to find in like those joke boxes, but they're basically just
But can you see boobs with them?
no, they're thermal vision goggles basically. And also I said he's completely insane. He will also just regularly murder his henchmen for no reason. So that's kind of an important thing to address. He, his henchmen aren't really going to be sticking around for too. I mean, they will because he could, in theory, recruit some more. But again, it's gonna be. He's still gonna have 100. Like he's gonna start with 100, but whole thing.
I wonder what Joker's gang like. What their fucking Yelp reviews are.
Probably very bad. Next we've got. Next we've got.
They get paid well.
I mean, probably. We've also got.
Joker gang
There has to be some appeal to working for him, so I assume the money must be good.
Well, it's that, and also.
I bet they have a union.
I mean, I will say they are very stupid. It is very much shown in the Arkham series that all of the gang members are kind of dumb. Because like they're all just in and out of prison and like anyway, so you know.
Trying their best, okay?
Exactly. Then we've got Harley Quinn. She is just as insane as the Joker, but much more acrobatic and much smarter than he is, despite the Joker also being very, very smart. She's also a good hand-to-hand combatant, and her main weapons of choice are a baseball bat and like a massive cartoon mallet. And then finally we've got Mr. Hammer. I didn't post an image of Harley Quinn. We all know what Harley Quinn looks like. I'm gonna add Mr. Hammer, Batman. He's just a big guy with one arm and a hammer and like a sledgehammer that he one hands.
And his brother works for the Penguin.
They were like Siamese twins, weren't they?
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure.
So that's a thing. So how these fights are gonna work? Oh, actually, also one more thing that I actually forgot to do, but really need to do. Give me just a moment.
Torn apart by gang rivalries.
Yeah, it's a real shame.
Well, I think
So
bring them together again.
we're also going to be discussing these fights a little bit more than normal, which is why I wanted to start pretty early. That's why I am starting. I wanted to start like an hour earlier, but stuff happened. So how do I word this? We're going to be discussing these a lot more because there's a lot more criteria we have to consider. One, we have to consider how well they would how good of criminals they would do in their stage with their potential event. Second, we have to see how many gang members they could recruit, and third, we have to also see how quickly they would kill the leaders, and how much that would even matter. Those are like the three major criteria I want us to like look at.
Into a fight without recruiting beforehand.
Well, they start with 100. Again, they start with 100 each of like regular members. Also, let's intervene. You guys have a dice?
I don't think I'm Vin, but no.
Or not Vin. Sorry, fucking T-Lore.
Hello.
I'm sorry. I'm a little scatterbrained because I'm rushing a little bit because you know.
Lumbago, I get it.
Either of you want to turn on a dice bot 1 to 50?
Sure. If you give me a sec.
All right. And then also another one 1 to 79. Yeah, that's for the events. I'll deal with the coin flipper.
Alright, I got 1 to 79.
Alright.
I guess I will do the dice roller then.
Which is 1 to 50.
1 to 50. Okay, that's weird. Wouldn't you just do... You could just do a number generator with that.
That's what I'm saying.
Little dice block blank and it'll automatically roll.
Yeah, no, well, that and also, like, that's what I'm suggesting is you do a random number generator.
Noted.
This is already a fucking disaster. I'm so sorry. The fan that I have.
The single fan.
The one person watching.
20.
20 is the stage?
And then let me...
That's the funny number.
20. We got Riverdale from the hit series Riverdale.
And then 48.
What?
That's if we get it. Heads we get one, tails we don't.
Okay.
Heads we got an event. So what did you say?
48.
48. Hang on, give me a second. 48, 48, 48. That is... Also, some of these random walls will come alive and commit random acts of violence in the town of Riverdale.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds like a Riverdale episode.
Yeah, it really does. So...
Only thing is it's missing my favorite line in the history of television.
Oh?
I dropped out of school in the 4th grade to run drugs to support my nan.
You've told me that line so many goddamn times.
It's very good.
Then you've never experienced the highs and lows, the pitfalls of high school football.
I feel like if I watch Riverdale, I'll feel like I'm being high.
I love Riverdale.
So Riverdale's a pretty big place. Like, it's a pretty big town, actually.
Filled with students fucking their teachers and general not good things happening.
General not good things happening, including a lot of crime already. and like a lot of gang activity already.
There's a lot of crime going on. I'm not sure why.
That's actually another thing I feel the need to bring up. If there's like a third party, let's say like the police or another gang, those we should also like consider, but not as much.
The police.
So,
When crime.
in terms of how well a gang could actually do,
Mhm.
I think that the Joker gang would be a lot better because, like, especially with the Foot Clan, the fucking police are just gonna like fuck them up. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't know, man. Like, hear me out, right?
Mhm.
The Foot have advanced combat training. The Ninja Turtles are able to take those fuckers out because they're fucking ninjas.
That is a
right?
good point. But
like, these guys can't hold their own against Batman, and Batman has essentially ninja skills. Imagine like 1,000 little fucking not quite Batman.
that is
Not
a
quite.
fair. That is actually a very fair point. But also, again, they're much more brittle than Batman. Like a good couple like real bullets will completely just shred them.
Yeah, man. I'm just thinking like realistically. I don't think the Jokers would last too long against them.
I mean, also they're beaten by Casey Jones as well, who doesn't have any
That's
training.
a guy with a hockey stick. That's
It's just
different. He's a protagonist.
Hockey stick is a very powerful weapon.
I do think they
Just
both
like
do.
lightsaber is to a baseball bat now.
I will say, I do think they would both do really, really well in like crime wise in this city. You
Well,
know?
like, man, crimes that Jokers, like the type of crimes both groups commit are very different.
Yeah, that is fair.
The
The
Jokers
Joker.
commit wild and crazy crimes. The Foot commits pretty tame crimes if we're really going into it. Like the Foot's just like, yeah, we're gonna rob a bank this one time.
They're either tame crimes or like we're gonna gas the entirety of New York.
Yeah, that's true.
A little quirky, but all right.
But now the joke.
The 80s and the Ninja Turtles were super quirky, bro.
Yeah.
Like, unless you're reading the comics, the Ninja Turtles comics go hard.
Oh yeah, no, that's very fair. There's one other thing I feel the need to bring up. The like the home base of the Foot Clan is going to be underground, and that's not something many of the Joker Gang members are going to realize very quick. You know, like it's going to take them a little bit to like figure out where they actually are, and by that point, I think like enough of them have been picked off either by like random, you know, like just gang fights of like committing the same crimes or just from the Joker that I do think the Foot Clan would actually probably win.
Just wondering if the Foot Clan could do guerrilla tactics.
No, they're robots. They probably couldn't.
I guess.
Yeah. No, what do you guys think?
I think it goes to the Foot.
Sounds right.
All right.
I mean,
I think the Foot's combat skills, their ability to use stealth, I think they're more tactical than Joker's gang is.
That's yeah.
And Joker's gang are super unorganized, so I think they would fall really quickly to that.
And on top of that, the Joker himself would probably like get too cocky and then fucking die horribly.
Oh, Shredder would kick the shit out of Joker.
Absolutely. All right.
I don't think the thermal glasses are going to help much.
All right. Next up is Xanthar's Guild from D&D versus the Powder Gangers from Fallout.
Okay.
So Xanthar's Guild is fairly interesting. They have two major like things. One, they are all medieval style. None of them have guns. They all have like bows and swords and all that. They can buy them and like find them, but they won't really know how to use them, and they'll probably be more predisposed to using, you know, bows and arrows instead of guns.
Mm-hmm.
Now they mostly deal in the slave trade of all things, and as a result, they also have a lot of illithids on their side, I believe. They also mostly in the D&D world they mostly employ rangers and rogues, but they also employ basically everyone. So to put it bluntly, they'll have like sort of D&D abilities, but like not much. Like the very generic. Oh, they can use magic. Oh, they're super stealthy. Oh, they can use a bow really well. That sort of thing. They also only really have one leader, and that is Xanthar, which is more of a title than anything, so I'm just going to use the most recent version. Xanthar is a beholder, and a beholder is a very interesting creature in the D&D universe. Let me grab an image real fast, actually. So a beholder, you see those eye stalks? All of those can shoot different like laser types. So like one of them can freeze you, one of them can like electrocute you, one of them can just instantly like evaporate you. And its middle eye, if it's looking at you with its middle eye, then no magic can be cast in like wherever it's looking. And I'm also going to count like guns as magic because may as well. It gives them a bit of a buff that they kind of need. Next up is the powder gangers. Let's say.
Yeah, powder gangers. So, powder gangers are a bit of a weird one. So, there's a prison out in the Mojave Wasteland that at one point gets broken into, and there's a mass escape. The prisoners take over the prison, and at the time, the prisoners were being used to, I believe, like, do construction and shit. So they were left with this giant stockpile of dynamite, which is their primary weapon.
Mm-hmm.
They have guns, but they're generally weak. 99% of the time with powder gangers, they're going to be chucking dynamite at you.
Oh, yeah.
That's how they operate. It's dope, and I fucking love it. They don't really have a set leader or structure to them.
I'm counting the ones in the prison, which kind of do, actually.
Well, not even the ones in the prison. The ones in the prison are just kind of like hanging out there. But most of them aren't really in contact with each other. They're just kind of scattered amongst the wastes. Joe Cobb is the closest thing you meet to like a leader, and he's not really a leader because you can kill him within the first 20 minutes of the game.
No, there's also, hang on. Yeah, no, Eddie. There's also Eddie. You forgot about Eddie.
Yeah, but Eddie's like pretty much irrelevant to what the powder gangers are doing throughout the game.
And I counted him as the leader because he's like he's the one that has like the most unified group, if that makes sense, of powder gangers.
A good chunk of them settled down in Prim for a while. Prim was taken over by powder gangers and random convicts for a bit.
Yeah.
Because it's not too far away from that NCR prison.
Yeah.
But largely, we're not going to see them outside of the area of like Good Springs and Prim. They tend not to venture out too far.
Anyway, there's a couple things you did forget to mention, namely the specific weapons they use. You know, mostly like old school like guns, as well as laser and plasma pistols, and a large variety.
9 or 10 millimeters.
Yeah, and also a variety of like simple melee weapons, stuff like knives and like lead pipes and stuff like that. Now for the actual named members, Eddie. He's Eddie. He's a cool dude. He makes sure everyone gets an equal cut. He actually cares for everyone. He also has 4 bodyguards, including one other named character. And all of them have some variety of medium armor, SMGs, and laser pistols. I should also probably mention, most powder gangers don't really wear much armor.
Yeah, they're all wearing their prison outfits.
Exactly.
They're either wearing their prison outfits or prisoner guard uniforms when it comes to armor.
Yeah. Then you mentioned Joe Cobb earlier. He's also a fairly good leader and a career criminal.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's a good leader. The guy gets his ass handed to him.
Well, if you don't join him.
No one's gonna join him. Come on, no one.
Yeah, totally. 0 people have joined him ever. Anyway.
It's like the easiest binary choice in the game. You actually went with Joe Cobb.
Dude, it's fucking funny. He's Joe Cobb.
I shot him in the dick.
And anyway, he's very brutal and willing to do basically anything for power, which is a big problem in a proper like structure like this.
Including chase a guy like halfway across the wasteland.
Yeah.
only to get his ass handed to him by a guy who just woke up from a coma.
He wields a magnum revolver and a stealth boy, which is
He
not.
got murdered by a mailman.
Joe Cobb also uses a stealth boy, which is kind of big because none of the other guys really use stealth
Wait, when
boys.
does he use a stealth boy?
Apparently he has one in his inventory, according to the wiki.
He does, but he never used it, which is weird. Now that I'm thinking of it, yeah, it is weird that he never used it.
Yeah, no, he has a stealth boy on him. He can use it if he wants.
He is strapped and ready to go.
Stealth boys just make you invisible for a little bit, by the way, for those who don't know. Then we've got Scrambler. Scrambler's fun. He's a fucking maniac. He's like absolutely brutal, even for a raider. Hang on, I'm gonna grab a picture of Scrambler. Fallout.
Hash-slinging slasher.
Hash-slinging slasher. He's got a cool eye patch and a mohawk. Hell yeah.
Love me a guy with a cool eye patch and a mohawk.
He wields a knife and some brass knuckles. Aside from like the other guard stuff. He has a psycho addiction, which is also going to be a bit of a problem because there's probably not going to be any psycho in, I don't know, Metropolis or whatever the fuck. And he's going to stick with Eddie most of the time. And then finally we have Carter, who is like the salesman. He's known as a guy who can get things. He's a salesman. He's like a black market dealer, basically. Who wields a 9mm and a knife. And that's kind of it.
Stuff. He's a stuff getter.
Anyway, roll stage and event. Well, actually, maybe roll event.
We did already. The balls that gonna attack.
Roll event.
People.
Roll
we
event.
Did already.
Huh?
I thought we did.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, it was the one where the walls attack people. It was 48.
Yeah, that was the last one.
Oh, there's another one?
Yeah.
Oh my god. 58.
This is the next 11? Well, stage 11. Hang on. Stage 11 is the city from Library of Ruina, which is a whole thing that I'm going to explain in a minute. Also 50 what? You say, Letson?
58.
So I'll admit, I reused a lot of these. And the one that this one is both fighters are high on various hallucinogens. That one, so if it's something that like doesn't apply, which this one actually I think would, we'll just like skip it and then re-roll. But this one I think does apply, and I think the way we should interpret this one is all of the leaders are constantly high on various hallucinogens.
Thank God.
So now that one guy can finally get his addiction.
Well, no, Psycho is a hallucinogen. It's like steroids, basically.
Psycho is a steroid that makes you hyper aggressive and ups your damage by more than 25%.
Yep.
I see.
Anyway, city library. So the city from Library of Ruina is a very interesting stage, and I honestly do think, yeah, I think that actually gives Xanthar's guild quite an advantage. So how do I work? So the city is fucking massive. It is like country-sized. It's got a lot of like future technology, and the way it sort of works, you can't get bullets, or you can, but they're extremely expensive. On top of that, there are like thousands of different gangs that are out for everyone's head. All this, and also there aren't any prisons, so even the police officers are going to be shooting on sight. It's like more treacherous than the Mojave Wasteland, I'd say. By like a large degree. All this to say, Xanthar's guild is much better with melee weapons, which is like the sort of only useful thing or affordable thing you can get here.
Well, pretty much the only thing, I mean, powder gangers are useless anywhere there's no dynamite.
Oh, they also start with dynamite. That's also a thing. Like they also have.
That's their bread and butter.
Yeah, their main weapons are dynamite. I should have probably mentioned.
Funny explosives.
I mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, but still. That being said, they could get explosives here, but they couldn't get dynamite specifically, probably. Just because technology has advanced far enough that they don't need dynamite.
Lame. You never don't need dynamite. Come on.
Uh,
Dynamite is like the most useful shit. You can just blow shit up with it.
I mean, you could get like a spear that blows shit up in this area.
Lame. Not dynamite.
I do think there's like, I will say, I think the powder gangers would actually do a fair bit better than Xanthar's Guild, in the sense that, like, this is an extremely treacherous environment. They would actually do a better job at, like, surviving if it's like a pure survival match, because, like, they're in the Mojave Wasteland normally. Meanwhile, Xanthar's Guild is living a cushy life in Waterdeep. That being said, everything else is so stacked against the powder gangers.
Yeah, I feel like we're really fucking them over.
They really want to just throw around dynamite, and now they can't dynamite.
Well, they could. Again, they could dynamite in. They have dynamite on them. They just, will run out pretty quickly.
Yeah, okay. Which is a problem for them in general.
Yeah. The other big problem. So this city, there isn't really much crime you can do other than extortion. And most, like, all the extortion rackets are, like, sort of already filled. You know?
We should have made New Reno a stage.
Huh?
New Reno?
New Reno.
From Fallout 2.
That would have been a good one, but I already have a couple Fallout ones. That being said, the high on hallucinogens thing. God, fucking imagine a beholder on hallucinogens.
That would be kind of quirky.
That's
how quirky.
That is another thing against Xanthar's Guild, actually. They have simultaneously more and less structure. They're like a more organized gang, but they only have one real high-ranking member that could take up the leader position. And if he died, okay. I actually just thought of one other thing about the city. So there's these things called distortions, and like that's like the top priority type thing. They're basically just like anomalies. They're like SCPs.
Okay.
A beholder, I think, would count as one of those. Doesn't matter if they're civilized.
Which, I'm not gonna lie, every time I hear the word SCP, the first thing that comes to mind is SPD Emergency, which is a Power Rangers show.
No. But no, the point is, Xanthar's Guild also has another big disadvantage, which is that everyone is going to be on top of them almost as soon as they, like, spawn in.
Interesting.
Because they're going to be treated, and it's going to be slow. It's going to be, like, a little slow, but then, like, as soon as there's, like, as soon as they start fucking shit up, then, like, the big boys are going to come by, and they're going to fuck more shit up than the powder gangers, for sure.
Okay.
Point being, I actually do think Xanthar's Guild loses because the police will be on them fast enough, and the police win that fight in this universe.
Yeah.
Not only do they win, they fucking destroy them, like, almost immediately. So I think actually the powder gangers win.
Ooh, powder gangers.
What do you guys think, though?
I mean, it makes sense to me.
Yeah, no, I would agree with the powder gangers assumption as well.
All right.
I just think they're a little more modern.
Yeah, that's also fair. Their weaponry is quite a bit better. But, like, better in such a way where it's like it makes them less of a threat, oddly enough. If anything, they'd be treated as, like, a class in the city called rats, which are basically just, like, guys.
Dudes.
Like, guys without a job who, like, have to, like, scavenge for scraps. That's why they're called rats. And anyway, next up is the Top Hat clan from Henry Stickmin versus Team Rocket. So, the Top Hat clan is very, very interesting. And they're sort of the ones that made me really want to do this particular video. They start in an airship. That is like their base is an airship. And the sort of idea is that they're going to be just passing over the stage when the fight happens. They are all insanely experienced because the way they recruit Top Hat clan members is they just seek out people who are like causing an especially large ruckus. You know? Or like people who are like, or like people who are
tomfoolery,
or you know what I mean. Like also like people who are major criminals as well. Like the good, they only hire the best of the best. You know.
Yeah.
Although you can join through other means, but that's like the main way that like they hire. They also all wear various types of top hat.
So they're stylish. That's good.
They're very stylish. And also I feel the need to add, they're all very skilled, and that makes their sort of the types of crime they do extremely varied. They are a jack of many and aces of also many. You know?
Damn.
Their leaders are Henry Stick. This is from the universe where Henry and Ellie lead the group. So we got Henry Stickmin. Henry Stickmin is fucking wild. He's basically a reality bender. But like he's also very unlucky, if that makes it. Like he can pull basically any item out of his ass or out of anywhere. But that item has just as much of a chance of killing him as it does killing whoever he's fighting.
My kind of guy.
Hell yeah. Like you could. Okay. I look up Henry Stickmin, and it's not safe for work, so I think my stream's good. But there was fat fetish art, which makes me mad.
Oh, fun.
Why?
I don't fucking know. It's gross.
Internet, why?
In that case, I'm not gonna look up the next characters.
Why? Internet, we need to sit down and talk, okay?
They're stick figures.
We need to talk about your guys'. We need you to go back to school, okay?
Exactly. He also can impart his reality bending abilities onto other people. Temporarily, and they also gain the like bad luck that comes with it. He's also a very quick thinker, and he's also very agile for how he looks, which is a stick figure. Then you've got Ellie Rose. She is insanely skilled, even for members of like the Top Hat clan, who are already like top tier criminals.
Okay.
She's also a very quick thinker. She's also insanely agile, and she is purely loyal to Henry. But like not in like a weird way, more in a like he's saved her so many times and she saved him so many times that they have like an unbreakable bond, which is also probably why there's a lot of ship art of both of them. Then you've got, huh?
They're sticks.
I know. The internet's weird. Next up is Reginald Copperbottom, who's a very fancy man. I'm still not going to look up an image of him and his ally because I'm worried now. He has
porn.
No, that's going to get our stream banned.
Porn.
In fact, I've got to check the stream right now, actually. No, we're still up, it looks like. Yep.
I think you are more concerned about being banned than you should be.
Well, I don't know, man. Anyway, what was the other? Oh, right. Reginald Copperbottom. He's got a lot of he's got gadgets in his hat, including he's got like a propeller that he can add. He's got a parachute. He can just take a gun out. He has like a gun stored in it. That's kind of.
He can just like whip a gun out, I guess.
Yeah, no, exactly. He could.
Check out there, a gun.
It's mostly like it's mostly Inspector Gadget type stuff where you can just get a helicopter blade or a parachute or something, though. Then you've got Right Hand Man, the person so dedicated to being the previous Right Hand Man that he legally changed his name to Right Hand Man. Now in this universe, he is sort of dead, kind of, but he's also he's like a cyborg. He's like a robot cyborg. Uh, he he can this cyborg stuff makes him very durable, especially in the metal parts. He can fly, as in he can turn like his legs into a jet. He can do like a jet engine thing. He has various laser attachments. He can turn his
You
arm.
say kind of dead, but he doesn't sound very dead.
Again, he's a cyborg. He can also change one of his arms into a giant like cloud strife sword, and he has a.
Alive to me.
Hmm?
Sounds alive to me.
He's also very strong, like especially uniquely strong. Uh, he also, if someone tries to reprogram him, that can work. However, he can do the thing that a lot of like you see a lot in like cartoons where it's like, oh, we know you're still in there, you're still loyal to the Top Hat clan, and then he will break from the reprogramming. So anyway, stage event. Let's see if we get an event. We do not get an event this time. So stage.
25.
All right, 20. Oh wait, I'm still very out of it. I've been rambling too much. I forgot to talk about Team Rocket. Sorry. All right, so Team Rocket, they all have pretty weak Pokemon. We're not going to count like what moves they actually have. I'm just going to say like some unique ones, but just know they're generally like low level ones. They have like the Ekans line, which are just snakes. They have a coughing and wheezing, which are basically just gas things. They have the Rattata and Raticate line, which they're rats. They got Machop, which are pretty good muscle. The Hypno line. I don't need to say what Hypnos do. They got, and they've got as like the last. Oh, they also have Meowth. They have a few Meowths. uh, who can throw coins if he wants. They're mostly poachers, and they all also wield whips. Now their leaders. Now we're gonna count the first two games because the second game was like the aftermath of Giovanni being defeated. Giovanni has. They all have Pokemon basically. They all have various Pokemon. Giovanni's got Kangaskhan, Dugtrio, Rhydon, Nidoking, yada yada. The various generals have stuff like the Houndoom, Houndour, and Coughing.
There are rules about like not using Pokemon to like murder humans.
Those are in the game.
Generally shouldn't do.
Those are things in the game, but I don't think I'm not going to count those because that's just because it's a kids game.
They say.
It's like breaking some Toy Story rules.
Exactly. They there's no lore explanation for it. That's just kind of what happens. So I'm going to say they can like do actual crimes.
I don't know, man. I'll go along with it, but I morally question it.
Very, very fair. They also use a lot of coughings and wheezings. In fact, one of them has 5 coughings and 1 wheezing, which not concerning at all. They have an Arbok and a Lickitung.
Smoking problem.
Yeah, maybe. That sort of. They got a lot of Pokemon, a lot of like weird picks, but a lot of them are fairly powerful. And we're not going to go into the specific moves, but they can do what you'd imagine the Pokemon can do. Anyway, I'm also gonna grab Team Rocket. That one won't have any gross stuff in it. Team Rocket images. There's Jesse and James. Ignore them. There's some Team Rocket. That's also Jesse and James. Wow, all of these are Jesse and James, huh?
Yeah, because like that's the only one that matters.
I'm gonna bet you're gonna run into porn again.
It's all Jesse and James or Rainbow Rocket, which also doesn't count. You know what? Giovanni. There we go. That if I specifically look up Giovanni, then we're fine. He's the leader. Anyway, the stage you said 25?
Yeah.
25 is the Infinite IKEA SCP.
Oh god damn it! I hate the Infinite IKEA.
What? That's mean.
Kinda long.
That's really mean.
It's IKEA. Who gives a fuck?
But there's infinite of it, and also there's like weird faceless monsters that kill people at night.
Ah yes, because I know what I want out of life.
I do want to say, and this is actually a really good thing for Team Rocket. I think a good fucking hit from really any Pokemon would absolutely destroy one of those IKEA guys. Oh, I guess so would a gun, which the Top Hat clan would have.
Blitzen doesn't like it because he doesn't want to assemble Swedish furniture.
Oh, also, this is the exception.
I used to work in furniture, bro. I don't want to reassemble anything.
Also, this is the exception to the airship thing. They can't bring an airship into the Infinite IKEA.
Well, shit.
But
There goes their big advantage.
But yeah, I don't see a situation where the Top Hat clan really wins this, because they would just run out of bullets fairly quickly. Meanwhile, Team Rocket, they have Pokemon. They don't need bullets.
I mean, you do got the guy that could basically pull anything out of his ass, so...
That is fair. That is actually extremely fair. He could easily pull out, like, I don't know. Although, what would save him? What would, like, give him get a good chance of saving him? In any real situation in here. That wouldn't just lead to, like, him dying, like, tripping and dying.
Probably a door out.
Yeah, that's a good point. He could just find the door out. But I'd count that as a loss, personally.
Well, I mean, if they leave, then Rocket's eventually just gonna die.
That is actually, you are right. I actually do agree. That would probably be a sort of special situation where they do technically win. But at the same time, like, I don't know. That's seems also out of the range of his reality bending capabilities. He could only really like reality bend in like an item or something, and like not like the door out, but like a gun or like a rope or something like that are two examples. Or like a mega mush, like a mega mushroom, something like that, like from Mario. Oh,
Pull out a ladder to go to the roof and then just punch a hole through the roof or something.
huh?
I don't know. Ladder. Go to the roof, then make a hole in the roof, and then just leave.
I'm very confused.
So am I.
Yeah, he pulls a ladder out, and then he just leaves.
But how would he break the roof?
He just goes up. No, they doesn't break the roof. He just goes up. In general.
He just goes up and leaves.
Up, and then he pulls another item out that gets him out of the roof.
Well, that's two rolls where he could very quickly. What if he falls off the ladder and dies?
Well, that sucks to be him then.
Like that. That's the thing with like specifically gauging Henry stuff. You gotta also think of like the possibility that he just dies from it. That being said, I do think Right Hand Man also has a very good chance of like doing some wacky stuff. But yeah, I think Team Rocket wins, unfortunately, because of the Pokemon. It's entirely the location, I do want to say. They can't really do much here. It's more of a survival game. But, I mean, a survival game. I will also say, the Top Hat clan does have some, like, unique characters that I didn't really mention, because they just show up once. Okay, here's the thing with the Top Hat clan. Every single member that we see in the game has a name and a personality. And some of these are also like references, like you got the spy from Team Fortress 2, or Hat Kid from A Hat in Time, or just Vegeta. But we're not counting any of that.
Or just Vegeta.
Yeah,
He's
or
just there.
like you joke, but like literally, actually, there's a character that is just Vegeta for like one of the fails.
Well,
There's also
I
It
feel
also,
like that would be a strong deciding factor.
I will. Well, it would be, but we're not counting that sort of thing because like they only show up like once ever. It's the same reason why I didn't give Henry a fucking JoJo stan, because that also shows up exactly once.
Would complicate things.
Exactly. So I do I are we in agreement that Team Rocket wins this?
Yeah, Team Rocket.
I guess so.
All right. Now the final things I have to explain, and then we're done explaining, and we can discuss. It's been what, an hour?
Ish, I'd say.
All right. So we've got the Evil Genius Gang and the Index from Library of Ruina. So the Evil Genius Gang is weird. They are from an obscure game I really like called Evil Genius. They also don't have a proper name, which is why I just named them that. They start on an island off the coast of the stage. In a lot of situations, there are certain situations like the Infinite IKEA one where we'll probably just re-roll the stage, if I'm being honest, because a lot of their main deal is that island. That base is absolutely filled to the brim with traps. Uh,
I
they're
love
like
traps.
they're like James Bond villains, basically. That's
Not
it's like
fun traps.
it's a big James Bond parody, effectively. They also have theoretically infinite henchmen that can do whatever, up to 100 at once. But they all start extremely weak, and they have to be trained to be like actually kind of useful. You know? Uh, Now this seems very powerful, but hang on, because there's one big drawback. Their main leader, and first off, you only need to kill their main leader of their gang for them to completely dissolve. Their main leader is called Alexis. She is completely useless and cannot fight at all. She cannot defend herself. She has 3 bodyguards, and that's it.
I imagine that would bring up some issues.
It very much would. Also, while nearby, every minion that is like nearby her gain increased stats. We're not gonna really count the stats, but like that's sort of a thing to address. You know, they gain more loyalty, and they're more like they're less likely to leave and like defect, and they're like they pay more attention to stuff around them when she's nearby. We also have a bunch of other generals, but and I'll explain all of their whole deals. We have Eli Barracuda, who's a guy. He's a black guy with an afro and a gun.
These all sound like 90s Lego characters.
Exactly. He also can turn on a boombox, which distracts people.
Is the distraction guaranteed?
Yes.
Okay then.
He's very cool. Here's an image of him. He's very epic. He's got an afro.
Definitely a cool guy.
Then we've got Jubei. So hang on. Evil Genius. This is not him. Not ignore the old guy. I'm looking at the original version. I'm actually not going to look at the original version, mostly because I can't find him. He is a samurai ninja man who can teleport at will and uses a katana. That is all. He can just teleport and use a katana. And he's very powerful with that katana.
That sounds a little broken.
It is, but I also feel the need to mention, and this is another big thing. These henchmen can't really be killed, except for by other like leaders, basically, or like other named characters, which is a very big problem against the Index, and I'll say why. And they have to be killed, otherwise they just get knocked out for a few minutes. So that's also a major thing, or rather for a few hours. And in game, it's while you're playing, it's a few minutes, but like in game, it's shown to be a few hours. And also they have to be killed 3 times by like generals, as I've called them. Next, we've got Lord Kane. That's not. You know what? I'm not gonna look him up. Lord Kane is very interesting. He is a master manipulator. He has some very unique abilities, including running up to a group, to like a small group of enemies, and then either convincing them to just leave, to like leave the island, or just like intimidate them to the point where they just run away. Then we have my favorite character, Red Ivan. Red Ivan is a Russian man with a beret, and his whole deal is he has a fucking rocket launcher and does not care about anything on the island. Which you guys can probably guess is also probably going to end up being an issue. The regular strategy in the game to using him is literally locking him in a room, and then when shit gets bad, you send him out and have him just blow everyone up. But, you know, again, he's got a rocket launcher, he's got mines, I think, as well, and he does not give a fuck about collateral damage, and he will just shoot everyone and everything. Then we have Moko. Moko is very interesting. He is a ancient Aztec like god, basically, who he's immortal, but he's not invincible, and he can punch things. He can punch things very, very good. That's basically it. He's just he can punch things very good.
He punch good.
He also can slam the ground to create a shockwave. Then we have Montezuma, who I'm not going to look up for reasons that might become apparent. He is a voodoo priest who can use that voodoo magic and a voodoo doll to just kill his opponents with voodoo doll magic stuff. He can turn enemies into allies for a short time and create a magic cloud that if people stay in it for too long, it'll force them to also leave the island. And then finally we have the Butcher. And you guys had better be internalizing all of this. Then we got the Butcher, who is a serial killer who uses two cleavers. That's it. That's his whole deal. He's a serial killer who uses two cleavers. And he can also sort of, if something were to like shoot him on sight, he can make it so that they don't shoot him on sight. You know?
I don't think that's how being shot works, but I'll go.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of like if there's like a bunch of opponents who would normally shoot him on sight, then he can make it so that they don't immediately shoot him on sight, but when he attacks them, they will start shooting him, you know? Like he can make them see him as just a neutral party, basically. Anyway, that one was really long, and I'm sorry about that. That one took 10 minutes to explain. And this is the final one we have to explain finally. The Index. Now the Index is also very strange. The way I could describe them very briefly, they are a gang that acts very closely to a cult. They have this thing called, their base is going to be underground. No matter what, it's going to be underground. They are, and in their base, they have this thing called a Weaver, who writes instructions for like all of their members. And these instructions are usually very like weird. They're stuff like go to the highway, turn around, wave 5 times, like that sort of thing. They can be that. They can also be something as like simple as like kill opposing gang, you know, that sort of thing, or destroy opposing gang. Now these always end up like turning out well for the Index, somehow, some way. And the reason for that is because these like prescripts have sort of an aura where they know everything that is within that aura, if that makes sense. I've made it 100 meter by 100 meter, vertically and horizontally. You know, a 100 meter like cylinder or circle around them. Now, aside from that, there's the people whose entire jobs it is to deliver these, they're kind of weak. And then you have like the regular members. Oh, sorry, you have the guys who enforce it, who are usually really teched out in like uh sort of bio you know biomechanics basically. They've got a lot of like cybernetics components a lot of the time, and they can usually take a good few bullets. Uh, is like a good way of gauging it. They're not like immune to bullets, but they can, you know. Uh, also they will actively murder everyone who disobeys, like who doesn't follow the prescripts in a very brutal fashion, specifically to send a message. Then you have the average person who follows them. They can vary completely in like rank and all that stuff, but generally they get like the various, you know. That's also how they recruit. Is they basically just go up to people and go, "Hey, we're doing a protection racket. You just have to follow these weird prescripts, basically." And that's usually how they do things. Now, here's the other thing. There's two major things that are their big drawbacks. One, they don't have any generals. They only have the one Weaver, and if the Weaver dies, they lose. They instantly die. All of them, they go away. The second thing is that they exclusively use melee weapons. Now, I mentioned they can take a good few bullets, but these bullets aren't like they can't take a bunch of bullets. That being said, they can also like deflect bullets in theory, but if they get hit, they're getting hit.
Squishy fellows.
They're not squishy. Quite the opposite. In a one-on-one like melee combat, they will probably win every single time. But they have to get to the opponents first. Anyway, stage. Also, sorry that took a little bit, and I can tell that at least Letson's completely zoned out. No event again.
I'm here.
All right. Have you been paying attention to anything I've been saying?
No.
Just
there were so many characters, and I just was not.
It's
Too many
fine.
characters.
All you need to care about. Like the Evil Genius Gang has got a bunch of like specific guys, and the Index they follow these things called prescripts. They're weird usually, and they also have cybernetics, but only use melee weapons. And if you kill the guy writing the prescripts, then they all dissolve.
Forget the big guy.
So what's the stage?
41.
41. Middle Earth. From J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings.
Oh no. Fucking.
I've definitely tired everyone out. I can immediately tell.
Luigi.
All right, hang on. I hit caps locks. So, what do you guys think? So it's gonna be So bear in mind, the Evil Genius Gang, they're gonna be on an island off the coast of Middle Earth, and they're all gonna have really advanced weapons because they both use either guns or like very high tech melee weapons.
I mean,
So,
on an island, have guns against a group that has to not only get there by seemingly boat and only use melee weapons. Yeah,
that's another thing I forgot to mention. The Evil Genius Gang have both a helicopter and a boat, like a speedboat.
Well, this sounds pretty easy for them.
Yeah, they can get to the area no problem, but like they're also on the pure defensive, basically. Now here's the thing. Here's the other thing. So one more thing I forgot to mention about the Evil Genius Gang, and I'm sorry, I want to stop explaining, but I need to. Their island is sort of a disguised island. It's got like a casino, it's got like a hotel on it, and it's got a mountain that's hiding their base. That's also a very important thing I need to mention. So the Index would need to find their base first.
That just makes their job even harder.
It does, but at the same time, I think they could do it because of all the cybernetics and like genetic and like modifications and all that stuff. And also you have to realize that, like, if they do end up being on the pure offensive, which they probably will because they don't actually do that much crime per se, then they will be able for sure to keep the Evil Genius Gang down because they are purely on the defensive, and their guys aren't actually all that good. The most advanced equipment they can get is a sniper rifle. So it's like the generic guys use pistols, then they upgrade to guards and they get assault rifles. Then those guys upgrade to either martial artists who don't use any weapons, or sniper or marksmen who use sniper rifles, and that's it. So
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you? It's one of those things where it's like I have to ask what you guys think.
I have no fucking idea.
I think it's kind of. I'd say it's pretty clear considering on an island, need against a group that only uses melee weapons. Seems pretty clear to me.
That is a very fair point. Yeah, they could probably. The Index would actually have quite a bit of trouble just getting there. And especially in like Middle Earth, they wouldn't have like actual boats, or like they wouldn't have like any like modern ships. They'd have like old timey pirate ships sort of thing,
They're
or
basically
like
frontier.
canoes. Yeah, they would get fucking shot down probably. And on top, the Evil Genius Gang is like the Index's hard counter, I think.
Sounds right.
All right. So now, no more explaining. We're done with explaining. We can actually get on to the fun part. Joker Gang versus Xanthar's Guild.
Are we done explaining?
We're done explaining, finally.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
What?
I thought we were already doing that. I thought we already talked about them. And
Yeah,
we already
yeah,
did
we did already talk. This is Losers Round 1. It's a tournament.
It's the tournament? I didn't know that.
I told you it was a tournament.
Bro, I don't... You said a lot of names, bro. I ain't remember that. You said a lot of names.
I feel that.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I actually am really sorry. I feel kind of bad. This is... Oh, fuck. Finally, the other person who was supposed to show up is finally online. I'm gonna message them.
There's 2 Pete's. Why?
Yeah, I told them that we're currently doing the show and that he's free to join us. Good fucking. I'm not gonna re-explain everything, by the way. I might give like brief bullet points, but that's kind of it. So yeah, Joker Gang versus Xanthar's Guild. Give us a stage and maybe an event. Yes, an event as well. We're also getting an event.
43.
43. The Great Pyramids of Giza.
Event is 77.
Both fighters are godlike beings who fully control half of the stage.
That just completely takes out the entire fight, though.
Yeah, so we're not gonna do that one. You want to re-roll, or do you want to just not have an event for this one either?
Let me re-roll it.
All right.
54.
54. All fighters are blackout drunk.
That can work.
That can work perfectly. The Joker blackout drunk.
Oh.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. Let's see.
Well, he's just probably killing like his own troops at that point.
Oh,
he's
already is.
right?
He already is. Now, I do want to mention this is one of the few stages with a special win condition. There is an artifact in the middle of like the Great Pyramid.
Is it summon Exodia?
I don't know. That's what they're working towards at the very least, and that's sort of the thing to get them to fight. Actually, they're both like at the same time trying to get this artifact. I'm gonna be honest. Xanthar's Guild is pretty good. They got a lot of like stealth. They got a lot of like magic and all that. I don't think they beat Gun. Especially since Xanthar is not going to be in the fray in this particular situation. It's going to be mostly his like gang members. But the Joker's definitely going to be in the fray. In fact, you know what the Joker's probably going to do? Even though he's blackout drunk. He's probably going to fill everything in the pyramids with Joker. Like, he's going to fill the tunnels with Joker toxin.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's going to, like, send in his guys. There's going to be also blackout drunk. But, like, they're all going to, you know, be in with, like, gas masks. And they're going to try their damnedest while everyone else is dead. Point is, I think Joker wins this. I think Joker wins this at least. What about you guys?
I think Joker wins.
Yeah. Rip Xanthar's guild. I don't know enough about you. I almost gave them the win. All right, next up, Top Hat Clan versus the Index. Events and stage, or sorry, maybe event.
Do we have an event?
Yes, we do, actually. God, I'm actually really surprised.
22.
22, that's an old one. All humans are living, all like NPCs, like people who aren't in the gangs, are living mannequins who only move when not being looked at.
33.
I'm not sure if that affects much.
It really doesn't. I mean, it might affect like the crime. And what'd you say, 30 something?
33.
Paradise, Arizona. That's the postal area. That's the zone from Postal.
I knew it immediately as I heard. I was like, really? We're going Postal?
I'm not going to look that one up either, for obvious reasons.
It's literally just a normal-ass small town full of a bunch of assholes.
Well, and everyone has guns.
Yeah.
And will probably shoot on sight.
Only if you agitate them. There's ways to not agitate people in Postal.
I've never done it, at least.
There are peaceful endings to Postal where you don't kill anybody.
I know.
And they're great.
Yeah. I mean, also, bear in mind, the Postal dude's also gonna be there.
Oh, in which case, both sides are fucked.
But I actually think... Here's the other thing.
The Postal dude is now a living mannequin, isn't he?
Everyone's a living mannequin, yeah. Here's the other thing.
He's only the non-player characters.
Yeah, the Postal dude count. They're not... Anyone who isn't, like, actively fighting, you know? Here's the other thing. I think the Top Hat Clan's the other hard counter for the Index, because they're in an airship. Like, their base of operations is an airship. Which means...
make things rather difficult.
And bear in mind, there is an airport in Paradise, I believe. But, like, it'd be kind of hard for the Index to even get there as well. Plus, with like the assault rifles that are like the weapon of choice for the Top Hat Clan, I think the Top Hat Clan fucking wins this one hands down.
Seems like it.
Plus, it also decreases the complexity, which is very good. The Index are a weird bunch, and I was really worried about them. Anyway, next up, the Foot Clan versus the Powder Gangers.
That's actually tough.
That is very... Well, let's see the stage, and maybe... Hang on, let's see if there's an event at all. Event again! Hell yeah!
Okay, let's see. Event is 4.
4? It's Spooky Month, and everyone is extremely excited for Spooky Month.
Okay.
A simple one that doesn't actually change anything. Stage? Oh, Teeler's muted. Fuck. That's... Oh.
3.
Stage 3?
3 and 4. Let's go.
Las Vegas. Las Vegas, Arizona. Yo. Regular Las Vegas.
So it's Spooky Month.
So Powder Gangers should hypothetically fit in here really well.
They should. Although they're also more used to like... Well, no, they're not in New Vegas. Like, they're not in the New Vegas area, though. They're in the Wasteland area. But I do agree. They do. when it comes to like their weapons and their sort of style, I do agree they would fit very well in Vegas. Meanwhile, the Foot Clan, I mean, there's also a lot of payout that both gangs could really get from the.
Also, this might just be me, but I think the Powder Gangers would win just because they have the range to dynamite.
That is
the droids are fucking brittle as hell.
That is a very good. Although the droids also do have like laser weapons and like laser rifles and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you throw a couple sticks of dynamite in there and they're all fucking paste.
Oh yeah, and then you got Krang's like big robot will pose more of a threat, but it won't pose much more of a threat, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I do think the Powder Ganger, and this is something else I wanted to mention, Vin. As you can see, things like speed up very quickly when we're done with the explaining portion. So yeah, I think that I do agree. I think that the Powder Gangers win. I keep saying Vin, T-Lore. What do you think? Hit other person, T-Lore.
Sounds good, yeah.
All right. Next up is Team Rocket versus the Evil Genius Gang. Coin flip. Heads again. Another event.
Okay. 38.
38.
I do have to get going, so once I roll this, I'll go.
Goodbye, T-Lore. Have fun.
21.
The 38 ghost hunters recording a ghost hunting television show are like investigating the stage.
I feel like I've done this one with you.
Yeah, that was for the ghost one, I think.
Yeah.
Right,
which you weren't a part of, actually.
If you want to know that.
Bedrock. Bedrock is Bedrock from the Flintstones.
Okay.
Right. I'll see you later. Enjoy your debate.
Cheers.
Have a good one.
Alright. Yeah, do you want to keep the Ghost Hunter one? Ghost Hunters are investigating Bedrock?
Yeah, like, I think that's funny.
Alright. So Bedrock is very interesting. Hang on, I'm gonna grab Bedrock, Flintstones. It's a Stone Age village. Population 25,000, apparently. Or 2,500. That's weird. That's really weird. Anyway, it's everything's made of stone. Their cars are rocks and sticks. That's that sort of thing. This is a pretty neutral stage, actually. Although that being, I think actually Team Rocket would also fit in here a lot better with the Pokemon they have.
Yeah.
It's a very similar like deal. Also, I'm gonna hang on. I'm not gonna bug Chris again, but I am gonna like say like. Nah, I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna like, Chris was like the other guest we were supposed to get, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I'm saying that. I need to go refill my water.
All right, now's a good time for an intermission anyway. Also, High Point, man. We're doing stuff. I'm not sure if you're still watching, but we're doing stuff and things. I'm sorry, I feel bad. Anyway, analytics. Yeah, we're doing what we're currently doing is we're currently doing my show. It's a whole thing. Currently, Team Rocket and the gang from the video game Evil Genius are fighting in Bedrock from the Flintstones. So that's and we're doing an intermission currently, because sweaty. Also, someone else might be joining us in a minute. So that's also a thing. Let's see. But yeah, no, this has been fun thus far, at least. I'm very exhausted. You missed the explaining portion of like what everything is. All you would really need to know about the Evil Genius Gang is that they are people on an island, and they're kind of bad, but they're mostly for defense. So that's also a thing. Flintstones eBay, what the fuck? Rare Flintstones guest star, number 5 Town of Bedrock cartoon photo. Anyway, that's cool. Anyway. Let's see. I'm actually going to mention this to another person. You know, we're waiting for Letson to come back before we actually get to discussing. Also, what was the event? Oh yeah, also there's ghost hunters who are in Bedrock investigating weird, mysterious happenings. Let's see. But you know, it's a whole thing. It's a whole fun thing. So I'm not very good at like solo commentary, evidently. So I'm sorry if I'm like rambling to sort of fill dead air. But you know, it's a whole again thing. Let's see. But also you can see from the lineup we have here. This is very very interesting. The index is from Library of Ruina, Taubat Clan. They're from Henry Stickmin, that sort of thing.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, Point. Thank you very much, Point Man. They just said rambling is cool sometimes, which is true. Oh, that's weird. I don't know why that's there.
Put some pizza rolls in.
Nice.
In case any of y'all want some pizza rolls.
Hell yeah. I don't have pizza rolls. I have homemade chicken nuggets. Also,
they're not pizza rolls.
Also, Chris is online now, but he isn't responding to anything, which makes me, you know, think he's not really online. But anyway.
Maybe.
Anyway.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
It's true. So, just as a quick reminder, it is Team Rocket and the Evil Genius Gang fighting in Bedrock, and also there's a ghost hunting like group that are also kind of just there. So, again, this is a very neutral stage, and as we mentioned, a Team Rocket might fit in a little better. That being said, I don't think even like, especially the Pokemon they have, I don't think a lot of them could take even like a pistol round. You know? And that's what their basic construction workers use, are pistols. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I'm going to be 100% honest here.
Uh-huh.
A lot of these factions are blending together a little bit.
I'm really sorry about that. That's actually honestly kind of what I was worried about with this.
I think the factions are just a little dense.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, but yeah.
Like, each of them have so much information attached to them that I have to remember for each faction.
Well, okay, Team Rocket, they have Pokemon. That's all you really need to know. Evil Genius Gang, they're on an island. That island is trapped. And their main thing is that to kill them, you need to get on their island. And they're like on the pure defensive.
Okay. I don't think the island ones would win.
Really?
I just think there's so much work involved getting them anywhere.
Well, they also have a helicopter and a speedboat. That's also a thing that's on their island.
And how combat ready would you say they
are? It depends on how long it takes for Team Rocket to like get to their island.
Because I feel like Team Rocket would be combat ready really quick.
Oh, yeah.
That's the advantage of being Pokemon trainers, is that you can immediately get out there.
Absolutely, I do completely agree. Although also, that's not going to be their main like goal at first. At least their main goal is to be a crime syndicate in Bedrock. That's like the original case for both of them. It's only when they realize the other team is stepping in on their turf that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing with the Evil Genius Gang, they're not really restricted by the 100-person thing. They have a theoretically infinite supply of allies, but they have like a maximum of 100 at once. And when they do spawn a new one, they always come by as like a shitty construction worker with a pistol.
Okay.
So, you know, that's sort of the basics. Is Team Rocket from the? It's from the games, just so you know, Point Man. It's Team Rocket from the video games.
Okay. We're not dealing with the stupid ones.
We're not dealing with Jesse and James. It's Giovanni and the bunch of different Team Rocket members from 2.
Okay.
That all have different like fuck. Also, the Pokemon can like hurt people. Because that's Toy Story rules, and we don't care about Toy Story rules here.
Yeah.
Again, it's a very tough one. I do agree though. It's hard. I don't know. With all that,
it's hard to give it just because you have a very competent Team Rocket, which is kind of unusual.
Yeah, but at the same time, you also have like they have to actually get onto the island, which is gonna be double hard in Bedrock, where I don't think they have boats.
Yeah.
Although they do all.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Bedrock is capable of making cars that you run with your feet. I'm pretty sure they can create a boat.
That's fair, and also at worst they could ride a dinosaur or use surf.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not a leap to say boats could exist in Bedrock.
That's fair, and also they can, and at worst comes to worst they can just use surf.
Yeah.
I think they have Pokemon that can learn surf. So I don't know. It's yeah. So yeah, here's the other thing though. I don't think a Pokemon could take a bullet even from one of the shitty pistols that the like construction workers start with.
Okay. That's true. That's the question though, is because you gotta like actively put animals in danger.
Well, the Team Rocket doesn't give a fuck. They're poachers. Who cares?
I know, but man, it just feels so morally wrong.
But you think I think you do agree with me that the Evil Genius Gang does win. I assume.
Yeah, I'd say the Evil Genius Gang does win.
Yeah. Uh oh. Hang on. I gotta. Hang on one moment. What's up? Okay. All right, I'm back. Also, Challenge is doing a weird thing. Oh, never mind. Evil Genius Gang wins?
Yeah.
Alright. Also, the stream could hear what my sister just said and what I just said, so that's also a thing. And they're probably going to hear vacuum noises soon, so I apologize. Anyway, next up is the Foot Clan versus the Top Hat Clan.
Foot Clan.
Well, let's see. Okay, you're also going to need to do the random number generator for the stages now. It's 1 to 50.
That's 1 to what number?
50.
What number?
50.
50. Got it. 1 to 50.
Yep.
32.
32? I think we already did that today, actually.
Let's do it again.
Hang on. 30. No. Oh no, we didn't do 32. It's
okay.
It's Victorian London.
Okay.
And then coin flip. No event this time.
Okay.
Okay. Will Victorian London come up with anything bad?
Genuinely no idea. I mean,
No.
Besides the insane amount of hilarious serial killers.
And prostitution.
Prostitution, yeah, but man, if you ever want to watch a great show, it's called Murder Maps. It talks about all the crazy fucking murders that were happening in Victorian England.
Oh,
it's
dude.
Nuts.
And you know why that is, I assume.
No, actually, I don't.
It's because the cops were fucking terrible in Victorian London.
My favorite one, and sidetrack, but this is really funny, I promise.
All right.
So, these cops are called to a train station.
Okay.
And they open up a fucking suitcase and find a chopped up body in it.
Oh no.
Really gross. Right?
Yeah.
Not cool. So, they trace it down to this guy.
Okay.
And it turns out the guy did chop up a body and put it in a suitcase, but not the one that they found.
What the fuck?
It was a totally different murder.
They just
happened to be exactly the same. Later on in the day, they found another one that was the one that the guy actually killed. So no one knows about the first one. Nobody knows who the fuck did that one.
That's fucking wild. I mean, again, I told you the cops there just fucking sucked, like, horribly.
But man, like, I get it to an extent.
Oh yeah. Although,
the absolute crazy town that was England, you know.
Although, you know what was very prevalent in Victorian London? Racism.
I mean, yeah, because like wasn't like 90% of the population white?
Yeah. So the Foot Clan, most of the people there are Asian.
The Foot Clan are mostly robots, though.
They're mostly robots, but like the only people are either American or Asian, and they didn't like Americans either.
Yeah, well, who does, you know?
Well, you know the reason though. That being said, also the Top Hat clan are also all Americans, but you know.
I just want to say for the record, the reason is because the British are jealous that America's so fucking cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's what they told me in high school, anyway.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. So this is a tough one, though. Actually, no, it really isn't. I do think the Top Hat clan just wins this one hardcore. Although, actually, I say that. Here's the other thing. The Top Hat clan's in an airship. That wasn't really... Obviously, that wasn't really a thing in Victorian London. So they'd probably be panic in the streets just from that.
Have you ever seen an episode of Doctor Who? Those guys don't give a fuck.
You know what? That's a very good point.
Dinosaurs showed up at one point, and it spontaneously combusted, and everyone was like, oh, it's another day in Victorian London.
You know what? You're right. Top Hat clan wins.
Yeah.
Just outright. I'm sorry, Foot Clan. You got shafted there.
You got shafted in Victorian London.
Alright, next up is the Joker Gang versus Team Rocket.
I'm gonna say Joker Gang.
I'm gonna say Joker Gang too, pretty early, but no event, just stage.
Alright, let's see.
11? We already did that one.
Jesus.
That's the city from Library of Ruina.
Okay. 18.
Innsmouth, from the Shadows over Innsmouth novel.
Oh my god. What an inappropriate place for these two groups to fight.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it really is. It's an inappropriate place. It's a fucking good place, though. You gotta admit.
No, for sure.
It's a great location for them to fight. I'm gonna honestly Team Rocket has whips and Pokemon, though. Although, and also, I don't know, do you think that the people of Innsmouth would be more angry about Team Rocket and their Pokemon, or the Joker Gang and their clowns?
I would say the clowns would be more concerning.
But also, they're like fish people who don't care about, like, concerning. They just want people to leave.
I'd say the Pokemon then would cause more alarm because they're more like feral creatures, whereas I think Smith has a decent understanding of humans.
Yeah, and fish, but mostly, yeah. And also, and this is a more wild question, who do you think the fucking deep ones would go after first? That, like, the town is riddled with.
The Pokemon, for sure.
Yeah. Especially Rattatas. they'd be like more likely to like visit the sewers, which is where they are in. So, or like the underground areas. Although, if they survive, that gives Team Rocket a bit of an advantage because they would know about the deep ones more than the Joker Gang does.
Yeah.
At the very least, they'd know that like they exist and all that.
I'm still thinking the Jokers just because fucking guns.
I mean, well, look. I think we've been giving guns too much of like a benefit here. You got to realize a lot of Pokemon moves, like a Meowth throwing a bunch of coins. That's basically a machine gun. You know? And that's someone who isn't Team Rocket using a machine gun. That's like one of their pets. Well, on top of that, they have like a lot of fire types as well, and like poison types. Like fuck, coughing and wheezing, even. They're like fucking gas bombs, basically. Like, I don't know. On top of that, Giovanni himself has like a Nidoking and a Nidoqueen, and a Rhydon, which I think could take a good few bullets.
That's fair. That's actually fair.
I don't know. You know what? Hang on. Is Pointman still watching? Pointman, what do you think? Pointman, our one viewer. Or if Pointman isn't even watching anymore, whoever our one viewer is. What's the situation? It's God damn it. It's Team Rocket fighting the Joker Gang in Innsmouth, which I actually forgot to look up. Yeah, Innsmouth, same thing. This like weird fishing village with like the populace is fish people, and they have deep ones, which are giant fish creatures that'll eat people like whole.
Yeah. Also, thinking about it too long can sometimes cause mental problems.
Yeah, that too. That's actually another good point. The Joker's already fucking insane.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking that they would have another advantage because, like,
they
you can't drive someone insane who's already fucking there.
Well, here's the thing with that's a good point, though. A few of the Pokemon I think could resist a few bullets, especially Giovanni's.
Like Psychic type. I feel like only Psychic types would really be able to thrive in that stage.
Yeah, and I don't think they have Psychic types. It's mostly Poison and Normal, it seems.
Yeah.
You know, got a couple fires, a couple like grass, and that's kind of it. One dark, but eh. Yeah, no, I actually do think I agree. Which is a shame. I think Team Rocket was very good for this group, or for this like situation, but I think the Joker Gang, I'm inclined to agree, actually. I think the Joker Gang does win a little. Like, 6 times out of 10, they win. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Then we've got the Joker Gang versus the Top Hat Clan. And
you know what was a missed opportunity here, Claire?
What?
If only the creative behind it wasn't fucking awful. I would love to put the Death Eaters in here.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're not like a gang. Oh, actually, yeah, no, they're more of a cult, I'd say.
But man.
Also, we do have an event.
Okay, let me roll for event. 60.
Event 60. The stage is covered in scarlet rot from Elden Ring.
Okay, and then we need to do a stage
Yeah.
still, or?
Yes. It's not 45. It's not the Lake of Rot. 45, that's Cloud City from Star Wars.
Wow.
An airship.
What's the map covered in?
Scarlet Rot from Elden Ring.
Oh my god. This is a very inconvenient map.
This is for everyone except for the Top Hat Clan because they're in an airship.
Yeah.
Although, how the fuck do you think Scarlet Rot would affect the Joker?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Because it's basically just, what is it? It's basically just like Kurzwelt Jakobs, but like a little less lethal.
I have to give it to the fucking top hats, though, for this one.
Purely because they have an airship.
They have a fucking airship, yeah. The airship immediately, like,
that
devours.
just, it gives them such a, they're literally like planning, like they're setting up their plan of attack when like 90% of the Joker's gang just instantly fucking dies from Scarlet Rot.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, then we've got the Powder Gangers versus the Evil Genius Gang. And we do not have an event.
Okay. So, do I need to roll another location?
Yeah.
Okay. 48.
48. The Candy Kingdom from Adventure Time.
I don't think that affects the fight much.
It really doesn't. There's not really a coast, but I don't really care. Like, it's this version anomalously has a coast and like a place for the Evil Genius Gang to go to.
I think the one that affected it the most was Victorian London. That was the only one we really had to think about.
Yeah. Well, this one we also kind of have to think about because it's so like neutral, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And Innsmouth we had to think about a fair amount as well. Actually, I'd say.
Well, yeah. Innsmouth has a lot going on.
Exactly.
As a setting, so.
But God, this one's a toughie because this one does wind up being more like about pure ability, and I think the Powder Gangers are more capable, especially since they have dynamite. That basically gives them Red Ivans.
They have dynamite, but they're not too intelligent and they're super disorganized. They'll just start throwing it. They don't really have coordination.
I mean, yeah, but that's kind of all they need on an island that's filled with traps to like just completely avoid the trap.
Yeah, so I'd say Powder Gangers have a significant advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say Powder Gangers probably.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Go Powder Gangers. All right, then we've got Evil Genius Gang versus the Top Hat Clan. The two most unique ones.
Top Hat.
Top Hats. I'm inclined to
question this.
I'm inclined to agree, but also let's see. Okay, heads. We have an event and we have a stage and new stage as well.
All right. Stage is 20.
Stage is 20.
Mm-hmm.
Riverdale. We already did Riverdale. That was the first one we did.
All right. 13.
First stage or event?
Stage.
Stage 13. Skyrim.
Okay, so we're doing Skyrim.
All of Skyrim.
Where is Skyrim? Because Skyrim has multiple holds.
It's the continent of Skyrim or country of Skyrim.
And then event. Let me go. I have to go. I have two tabs open.
And yeah.
Event is going to be 22.
22? Oh, that's the Living Mannequins one. I don't want to do that one again.
Let's do 59.
59. Ultraman tries to save the hero, which in this case is everyone. At least
I understand this reference. This one I get. I watched a lot of Ultraman.
I actually haven't. I think Steph suggested that one.
I love Ultraman. Ultraman's just so goofy. It's basically just the Megazord fights from Power Rangers.
So he'd be against both of these guys, right?
Huh?
Ultraman would be against both of these guys, right?
I assume so. So, well, now that Ultraman's in play, things change.
All right.
Ultraman's giant. I think he could knock the airship out of the sky.
Without a doubt. That being said, they wouldn't kill.
That's a heavy advantage with the fucking whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
Gives them a heavy advantage. Legion aside, the scientist would probably be able to figure out a way to take down fucking. Because I think in terms of the fight between the two, Ultraman would shift the tide, but I don't know who would win against Ultraman.
Well, they both have scientists.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Okay, it really depends on where. Are we going to assume that, like, the Top Hat clan, like, is over the island as he drops them? As he drops the airship.
I assume they all have to be sharing a similar space.
Yeah, so I'd say they're all on the island then, because that's the similar space. In which case, fuck, the other thing is, especially with, like, Henry and Ellie and all that.
I'm sorry, I need to pause because I need to go check my pizza rolls.
Oh, okay.
I don't want them to burn.
That's fair. Countergangers can just be shot. That's true. But no, this is a toughie. This is a very big toughie. I don't know. There's a lot of factors, is what I will say. But at the same time, what the fuck was the stage again? I've forgotten the stage. Did we even re-roll the stage? We did. Did we? I think we didn't. I don't think we rolled a stage. I think we forgot to roll a stage. Yeah, we forgot to re-roll. We forgot to roll a stage. I'm pretty sure. We completely forgot to roll a stage. I feel bad. We gotta wait for Letson to come back to do that. No, that's right. It was Skyrim. I'm stupid. That's right. They're in Skyrim. Skyrim. Does that change? That doesn't really change much, I guess, at all. I guess there could be like a dragon also involved. Oh, I think the Top Hat clan wins because I think Ultraman would also be busy fighting dragons. Yeah, I think they would. Okay. You know what? Here's an idea. Here's another idea. I can create a poll on YouTube. So I am going to. Sorry, don't add an option. Oh, hang on. Okay, someone just sent me a video. Let's see. I'm gonna create a poll. That clan. So remember, it's the Top Hat clan versus the Evil Genius gang. Have to pay a fine before fighting. It's true. But not so. Okay, remember, Top Hat clan versus Evil Genius. They're in. They are currently in Skyrim, but they're over the Evil Genius Island, and also Ultraman is there. Who do you think wins? The one person in chat right now. Because this is too tough for me alone, at least. Evil Genius, really? All right, that's fair. That's fair. All right. Well, I'm gonna grab Skyrim. That doesn't really matter here. I'm actually gonna grab the specific Skyrim map because that's probably a little smarter. That's even better.
I ruined my pizza rolls.
Aw, you poor. Top Hat clan is just a gang with an airship. No, to be fair, Point Man, they're not just a gang in an airship. They also are they're an extremely advanced and powerful gang in an airship, basically, and also with a reality bender and a cyborg on their side. But also I just realized something. They're in Skyrim. Ultraman might be busy fighting dragons. You know?
Oh, man.
They think Evil Genius Gang wins. I actually also kind of disagree because the Top Hat clan has like a cyborg on their side.
I think Evil Genius just wins because Ultraman's there.
That's fair.
Ultraman wasn't there, then yeah. But...
Yeah, that's fair, I guess. That's a shame. I really wanted the Top Hat Clan to progress to the end game, but eh. Powder Gangers versus Evil Genius Gang again. And there is no event.
Destination is 1.
1, Gotham City.
Okay. Yeah, I think Evil Genius Gang would win.
Really? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. The Evil Genius Gang would get the attention of the entire Justice League. Because they're basically just James Bond villains.
Yeah, but like, that would be an event.
What do you mean?
Like, we're not gonna bring that's an unfair, like...
They're in Gotham City. At the very least, Batman's there. You know? At the very least, for like a bit of it, Batman's there. And he'd probably realize, oh, the Powder Gangers are just kind of petty criminals. The Evil Genius Gang, they're like...
buildings with dynamite.
Well, yeah. And he'd probably like put a stop to that a little bit. But like he'd probably realize... He's got priorities, you know? He'd probably realize, oh, hey, these guys are basically James Bond villains, and they're planning on... I don't fucking know.
I feel like we're just diving way out of the realm of the two factions.
What do you mean?
Like, we're relaying all of this based on Batman's presence and or other superheroes rather than the actual factions themselves' ability to fight.
How long is the fight in Gotham? That actually really does depend. Also, I would say Batman is still in Gotham, though. And it's because this is kind of also a stage. Well, there's also the other gangs is the other thing. Actually, ooh. Okay, now here's my question. If other gangs end up recruiting Powder Gangers... and, like, the entire Powder Ganger team is, like, wiped out through that... does that count as them losing?
That's once again, that's just pulling out fucking shit out of nowhere, man.
Well, they're in Gotham City. There's like...
I know, but like...
You can't have...
we were in London, we didn't just assume Jack the Ripper was going to show up.
Well, no, but at the same time, Jack the Ripper isn't Batman or the Joker. You know?
I don't know. I just feel like we have to judge it on the factions, not as much like...
I think both should be factors, you know, at the very least. But plus, in that case, the last one, Ultraman was there, and he basically made it so the Top Hat Clan lost.
That was an event.
I don't know. Here's the other thing. Here's my other thing. I guess, yeah, at their own merits in a stage like this. I don't know, if we're not counting Batman and the other gangs and stuff like that, I do think that the Powder Gangers have a higher chance of losing. And I think even either way, I think the Evil Genius Gang does win a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, with Batman and the other gangs, it's closer to, like, 6 out of 10 than, you know. Alright, there's one more fight then. One more loser's bracket. Or no, you know. Do you want to just say we have an event for this one?
Okay.
Alright.
Setting is 27.
Hang on. I think have we done 27? I think we've done 27 before. Nope, that's the Guertina Art Gallery from a obscure indie game, Eve.
We haven't done that one, but...
No, we haven't.
No, we haven't. So we'll use that one.
It's for context, that one, it takes place in like a weird art universe world where like every piece of art that this painter has ever made is alive. So, you know. That does make the Evil Genius...
65.
65 is the event?
Mm-hmm.
Both fighters are the deprived. Which would mean everyone is the deprived and has the deprived equipment from Dark Souls. Which means Loincloth Club. Bear in mind, the Evil Genius Gang, they don't have anything that their island gives. They don't have any of their training, and they don't have any of the, like, big stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're in this, like, Giratina art gallery. Where, like, honestly, the paintings are more likely to kill them than each other.
Okay. Noted.
Yeah. They're, like, this is, like, the most equal footing they can get. And at that point, it really just comes down to skill. And it's also a really interesting thing because the Powdergangers, on average, the general Powdergangers have a higher skill level than the average gang members of the Evil Genius Gang. But the generals in the Powdergangers are much, weaker in that sense than the Evil Genius Gang. You know?
Okay. Yeah.
And, I mean, I say that some of them.
Access to their shit, the Evil Genius Gang is kind of like useless, aren't they?
Huh?
Without access to their stuff, they're kind of useless, aren't they?
They have their generals, also High Koi. They have their generals, which are pretty good. They've got, like, Moko would still be pretty good in this, because he's just punch guy, anyway. But, like, someone like Red Ivan, he doesn't have his rocket launcher or his grenades, he's fucked up.
Okay.
In fact, I'm think that the only three generals, that are really useful in the, Evil Genius Gang still, that wouldn't be, like, more useless, are Montezuma, because not Montezuma, Moko, because he's already punch guy. Lord Kane, because he's just he convinces people to do stuff. And, Jubei, because he can still teleport. But aside from that, I actually do think the Powdergangers might win. Because, like, Moko is their big problem. But, like, it's not even necessarily that they'll, like, fight him at all, you know?
Yeah.
Because this area is a lot of, like, long corridors and non-Euclidean spaces. It's both. It's both long. Like, there are some areas that are just, like, long corridors and big rooms and art, like, exhibits. And then there's others that are, like, completely non-Euclidean, like, art worlds, basically.
Okay. Fuck.
Yeah, this is
I would say Powdergangers would have a better chance just because they're, less dependent.
Yeah. Fuck, the Powdergangers win. I was honestly, they were the black sheep of this, I gotta say. And the tournament. Well, okay.
I'm not expecting that one.
I wasn't expecting them to win at the very least.
Me neither.
Who are you expecting to win, actually?
Honestly, after I heard, I was thinking Top Hats.
Yeah, no, same. Actually.
I was getting an airship,
You got an airship, they got a cyborg, they got a reality bender. They got Ellie. Ellie's cool. Anyway, sorry you came by. Sorry, Koi. You came back by at, like, literally the end of the stream. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I will actually mention a couple stages that I'm kind of disappointed that we didn't get to use yet. I say yet because there are actually a couple other things that I kind of want to do with, like, this sort of concept, and I'll be using these stages for those. Deep Space Nine, the, like, Star Trek thing.
Yeah, Star Trek, yeah.
Lego City. This one I'm so sad we didn't get to do. 2 islands that are controlled by each, like, gang. Like, anomalously, they have, like, control of everything about the island. Like, they have control of, like, the landscape and all that. and they can set up like how it looks and how it works and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There was another one that I got it. Oh, South Park, Colorado would have been funny. You guys will never guess what that one's from.
I had no idea. I've never seen it.
Eh?
Never heard of South Park, Colorado.
Nope, never.
Nope.
What was there? Oh, also there was a couple that Letson suggested, like 1930s New York and Compton. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, Koi. I mean, hey, the VOD's gonna be still up, hopefully. There was Fat Fetish Art earlier, but that was an NSFW, so it's fine. Anyway, I think that's actually. Do you want like to end the stream here, or?
No, I think that's about it.
All right. In that case, well, we'll see y'all later. It's been 2 hours.
2 hours.
Have a beautiful evening, everyone.
You too, guys. Have a great one, guys.